This is Crunchy Gremlin, and I want to show off the map sizes in the 1030 and later editions of Black Box. So this is an epic map, I believe, um, from vanilla, and this in the bottom left-hand corner in the mini map, um, the area where there are stars. That's the original size of the epic map. This, all this empty space, that's the new epic map. This is the new epic map. So older save games will look like this. They will be um, crammed into the bottom right hand corner. The newer games will expand out to use all this extra space. Fixing that was just deemed too much work to compensate, and the game is fully functional at this point, so the older save games minimap will look a little bit weird, but it will function. Newer games, it'll fill up that entire space. And go to a new game. So, unfortunately, to make this work, these star systems, solar systems, had to be reduced in count. So, um, that all those stars crammed into that mini map are now spread over the entirety of the map for a normal game, for a normal solar system count. Increasing the solar system to super packed will give somewhere around 700 to 800 star systems, which is a lot of star systems. And we could get more than that, but we've got to increase the performance of the game in order to be able to really use it. It'll work like this, but um, the performance towards the end of the game will get really, really bad, and that is that that isn't good. So yeah, this is somewhere around 700 to 800 star systems, and that's really excellent. There's a few things we can do to make this better. Um, One, we can put in deep space areas, nebulas, and other things like that that can't contain any solar systems, and to have to get the feel that there's more systems packed in here, because the real estate will be used up by places that can't have solar systems. But they'll add more variety to the map, and it'll be more interesting. The reason we can do that is because we added a new pathing system using an A-star pathing system, which creates um, a, a, a pathing mesh that fits over the entire map here, which breaks the map into the chunks, and then the pathing can use those grids to figure out good spaces and bad spaces to go. So, now that pathing system will path around neutral border station, neutral empire borders, and things like that. So, yeah, it could do some really crazy pathing around other empire borders now, and it can path effectively through areas that it wasn't able to before. They're still working on that pathing, but so far it's getting pretty good. So, yeah, this is 1030, Black Box 1030, and hopefully this is going in the right direction. Now the pathing now will do more of these corners and less straight lines to things, which isn't great, but the distance shouldn't be horribly affected by this. It should still work pretty well. And notice here, like it's doing this little jig around this unknown system here. That's part of the pathing as well. So it will avoid unknown systems. Not 100%, but it will try to avoid those systems. Also, if the area that it's being clicked in, it will always try to move to that point. So currently, so there's that's so that no matter where you click as a player, your ships will be able to go there. But it will try to avoid some of these systems as best as it can. And that's good. Good. So I really would like to be able to make it not do these movements like this, so it's going continuously in a straight line. And that turns out the pathing is really complicated. So still working on that concept, but otherwise the pathing is functional and the maps are much bigger. Also, Gretman was doing some work on getting the ships to turn smoother, so that we came up with some ideas to check how quickly it can turn in a direction and where its destination was. And by doing some math between how quickly it can turn and where its destination was, we can slow the ship down some so that the ship can start making tighter corners better. And that helps as well. So it won't do some of the really crazy stuff it was doing before. So instead, we're still tweaking with the pathing to get it to be just right. But this is pretty functional, right? Of course, we're always trying to improve the freighter system, and that is I think it's better than it was before. We've done some pretty extensive work on trying to get that to function correctly, and that is really complicated because there's so many different concepts that go into it. There's how the AI does it, there's the player does it, in different ways the player does it, but it's coming along pretty good. Right? Signing off.